Some people carry their pain so deep, it's like they're drowning in silence, and no one even knows. Every Tuesday at 3 in the afternoon, Mr. Evans would sit in the same corner of the St. Mary's Hospital waiting room. He always wore the same navy coat, the same worn leather gloves, and held the same untouched cup of coffee. He never spoke to anyone, never even made eye contact. He just stared at the clock, as if waiting for time to rewind and undo what it had done. The nurses would whisper about him. His wife passed away last year, cancer, he blames. Himself, the story went that he had missed her final days because he was working late, again, and he hadn't forgiven himself since. Everyone gave him his space, not really out of respect, but because his sadness felt like a wall too high to climb. Then, one rainy Tuesday, a little girl named Lily, no older than 6, broke the unwritten rule. She'd been coming for weeks with her mom, who was receiving chemo. Lily knew the waiting room all too well, the squeaky chairs, the painfully bright lights, and the way grown-ups cried silently into their hands. That day, her mom was asleep in the treatment room. Feeling bored and restless, Lily started to wander. She stopped right in front of Mr. Evans. He didn't notice her at first, but then she gently placed a small paper crane on the empty seat beside him. It was folded from a hospital pamphlet, a vibrant blue, with a tiny smile drawn on its wing. Mr. Evans looked up, startled. "My mommy says when someone looks sad, you give them hope," Lily said softly. "This is hope." He stared at the little paper crane. His throat felt tight. In a year, no one had offered him anything. Not food, not words, not grace. "Thank you," he managed to whisper, his voice rough from not being used. Lily didn't leave. She sat on the edge of the chair next to him, swinging her little legs. After a moment of silence, she asked, "Do you miss her a lot?" He just nodded, his eyes welling up with tears. "Every second. I miss my daddy too," she said, looking up. "He's in heaven with the stars." Then, with a wisdom far beyond her years, she added, "But I think they still watch us, so we shouldn't be too sad, or they'll worry." Something cracked open in Mr. Evans's chest. It wasn't pain this time, but a sense of release. The next week, he was there early. This time, he brought 2 paper cranes with him, one for Lily and one for her mom. And that's how their unspoken ritual began. Every Tuesday, they would sit together, this grieving old man and this brave little girl folding cranes from brochures, sharing a comfortable silence. And sometimes talking about stars, soup, or what shapes they could see in the clouds. He learned her mom's name was Claire, that they lived in a tiny apartment, and that Lily wanted to be a doctor someday to fix sad people. In return, she learned that his real name was Henry, that he used to build birdhouses, and that his wife had loved daisies. One day, Claire, looking weak but with a warm smile, joined them. "You've given her something I couldn't," she told Henry, "a friend who understands quiet." Months later, when Claire's treatment finally ended, Lily gave Henry a tight hug. "Don't stop coming," she said. "I'll save you a chair." And he didn't stop. In fact, he started volunteering at the hospital. He would read to the kids, fold paper cranes, and sit with those who had no one else. Because Lily taught him something no grief counselor ever could. Loneliness is unhealed by forgetting the past, but by making space in your heart for someone else's pain. And sometimes, hope isn't a grand miracle. It's a 6-year-old girl who sees a broken man and offers him a paper crane with a smile. If you or someone you know is struggling with grief or mental health, please know there is support available. Reaching out is a sign of strength. Thanks for watching.